don't you think it's interesting that the gods are worshiping each other? This is a very important concept. Humans don't understand the power of worship. The gods themselves are worshiping the other gods. They're bowing down, they're doing ceremonies, they're chanting the names. Even though they are divine themselves, that does not matter. Because you know why? The nature of divinity is humility, humbleness, like a piece of grass, where anything could just come and crush it and it would just surrender. Right? The ultimate humility. And that is what Hanuman represented. He didn't need to play a god on earth. He simply was there to serve. Serve. Serve and learn. That's it. Pure humility. He never said, oh, I know something. Oh, I understand it. In fact, he forgot everything that he knew. He forgot all of his superpowers. Did you know that? Yeah. As a baby, as a little baby monkey, Hanuman got really, really hungry and he was desiring mangoes. So what did he do? What did he do? He saw the sun. He said, "Yo, that looks like a tasty mango." So he literally flies into the sky and he swallows the sun. Now this, of course, shocked the gods, because this is an extraordinary power, right? Just realize, these are gods. These are not normal beings. Human beings are, and I'm going to kind of be blunt with this, but they're puny. Even people who are spiritually evolved on earth are like specks of grain compared to an infinite cosmos of Ram and Hanuman, right? Compare, like this, I'm just kind of comparing the consciousness level because it's such a chasm of a difference. A normal human being, even a spiritually evolved human being, is like a grain of sand on earth in terms of its power, versus the power of a Hanuman or Ram, which is the power of all the suns and all the moons and all the stars in all of the universes. Right? Tremendous difference. So when you see a divine being, at least in your mind, bowing down to such a being, this is not an ordinary thing to come across. And so now, when you have a key to unlock that energy, then use it. Hanuman did. Ram. So when he was young, he swallowed the sun. The gods were worried. And so, they asked the father of Hanuman, who is the wind god, Vayu, the wind god, please tell your son to give back the sun. So then Hanuman ended up doing that. And later on, interesting enough, one of the gods kind of got upset at Hanuman's cantankerousness, and ended up cursing him to forget his powers, to forget his divine powers. So now listen carefully, because this is what has happened to all of us. In a sense, we've been cursed to forget all of our divinity, which is the one supreme being. Somehow, God gets caught inside a body and starts acting like a body and a mind, and it's nuts that happens, that the divine is completely forgotten. So Hanuman himself cursed to forget his divinity, and then, he's like, the monkeys and the bears are at the edge of the ocean, and they're thinking about going to Lanka to find the great demon king to rescue Sita, who is the consort of Ram. Well, Hanuman scratching his head, and he said, how are we going to cross this huge ocean? This is impossible. He was like, and then the king of the bears, Jambavan, who is also an enlightened being, by the way, Jambavan, the king of the bears, said to Hanuman, Hanuman, Don't you remember all of your powers? When you were a kid, you were a baby, you swallowed the sun. Now you're complaining about this little pond, this ocean? Are you kidding me? So Hanuman, when he heard this, the curse was broken. Because the curse was, as long as he would have this forgetfulness until someone, a divine being, reminded him of his power. And when he heard that, what happened? Hanuman became big, huge, giant monkey. Right? Could you imagine? I just want you to imagine if you were in India and you saw a monkey suddenly grow as big as one of the buildings in Los Angeles, right? Huge. And then he backed up and started running fast, and then leaped and flew over the ocean. Even the ocean himself tried to stop Hanuman from crossing. And the ocean says, "Sorry, Mr. Ocean, get out of my way. I'm trying to find Sita." Someone captured her in Sri Lanka, which is the demon kingdom. And he keeps going. And he ends up at the other side on the island of Lanka. And then what happened? What does he turn into? A little kitty. A little kitty. Because he thinks that no one's going to really bother with the cat. No one's going to notice the cat as he's creeping through. And then who approaches him? But Lanka herself. And she's kind of this decrepit old lady. And she comes up to the cat and says, "You can't come on this island. You're not allowed here." Hanuman says, "You need to get out of my way. I won't tolerate this." And this Lanka, right, the personification of Lanka, she's decrepit because she's the personification of this demon kingdom, right? Says, "No, you can't pass, and I'll fight you." And then Hanuman, with one fist, leaps up and knocks out Lanka. One punch, she falls to the ground. And it's said by legend that anyone who comes onto Lanka and knocks her out with one punch, that would be the end of the demon kingdom. That would be the end. And so, as she was reeling, she told Hanuman this. I've heard that prophecy. Someone would come, and if they were able to knock me out with one punch, then that's it. So you, with one blow, have defeated all of Lanka. This is Hanuman.